Hello friends, today in Python we are going to cover how to use string functions, and we will cover all the examples along with functions, their purpose and examples, and further we will understand how to use escape character in string. So let's start with all the string functions. So these are the functions which we are going to start, like format, capitalize, count, ends with, find, rfind, index, rindex, is alpha, is lower, is upper. So let's start one by one. I will explain each function at the time of showing example, and so that you would be able to understand. So let's open Jupyter, and then let's go through the examples. So I have opened new Jupyter notebook. So let's go with first function, that is the format function. So format methods is used to take the passed arguments. If you see, like suppose I have written one suppose I need to show my age is 30, right? So how do you show that? In that case, if suppose 4 5 variables are there, and you have to take care of entire thing, like variable value needs to be converted to string, and in that case you have to concatenate all the strings. So instead of doing this, we can use string function. If I print this, this is simple string. Now I can, instead of using this, I can directly use format function and can print this. So in case of format function, you need not to write concatenated plus sign. You have to just write the placeholder. Suppose placeholder, here I want to print age. So use here dot format is the function, and age 30 is passing here, and this will automatically go to first placeholder. If you print this, it will print same line, same statement. And suppose if there are lots of variables are there, suppose I'm taking this same string, and I have written here name. So two parameters I have taken. So string is, this is first placeholder. So two placeholders are there, name and string, name and age. So based on this sequence, it will take first parameter value to first placeholder, then second parameter value to second placeholder. So it will print like this. And if suppose you don't want to have this exact sequence, and suppose age is here, so in that case it will take age first, this way. So now I want to put number here, placeholder number here, right? For example, I want to put 1 here, that name needs to be entered here, and 0, that is age. So this way you can write correct value. So placeholders, like some number you can have, just like index number, and that would be helpful. And there is another way, like instead of putting it into the print command, you can directly write along with the string. For example, same thing we can write like this. You can have here format, and say name, or variable declaration is also not required. You can just have here age comma name, this way, and you can print text here. Same thing. And instead, if you don't want to declare variables, no need to declare here, you can just write here name equal abc, and age equal 30, and here you have to write variable name. So this is another way to print. So this way, or you can directly put values here. No need of variable name or nothing, you can just put values here as well. And also apart from this, you can mention some say I am writing one string, and so price for this object is, So I'm writing here format in floating point. So this way you can have floating point formatting changes as well. Then coming to escape character. Escape character generally, like let's take one example. So I want to print txt equals you are real hero. This way I want to print, and real hero needs to be in double quotes. Right, but once I print this, it will show error because this is taking a real hero, this is taking this as one string and this as one string, and it will show error in that case. So suppose we need to print double quotes in string, then how to show that this is error? So for that you have to use here backslash. So this way you can use double quotes in the string only. And then coming to next function, which is capitalize. So capitalize function is used to convert first character to uppercase. So suppose I am taking one example. This is string hello. Now I want to convert this to completely uppercase. So for that you have to write txt.upper. Then suppose you have to print only first character to uppercase. Then in another string I am keeping here txt.capitalize. So this way txt.upper has converted completely to uppercase. Txt.capitalize, it has converted to first character to uppercase. And if I put here lower, so txt2.lower, it will convert complete string to lower. This way, complete string to lower. And these are the three functions which we use for upper lowercase conversion. If suppose you want to check whether your string is in upper or lower, so txt equals to, say this is first character is upper, so now I want to check whether this is in lower or upper. So txt dot is lower, so it will say no, this returns boolean value. Boolean value means true or false. And if I change this to small, it will return you true. This way. Similarly, there is another parameter upper to lower. This is another function txt dot is upper. This is to check whether your string is in upper. This is returning false. If I suppose change this string to upper, in that case txt dot is upper will return true. Another function is count function. Count function returns the number of times a specified value occurs in a string. For example, string is, say this is string. So this string is having is 2 times and today 2 times. Suppose I want to check is, count of is. So it will give you 2 times. And suppose I want to check is, how many times is there, from 20 to 50, from starting from 20 character to 50 character. It this function will check how many times is was there. So it was only 1 time. So this way you can mention start and end as well. Then another function is ends with. Suppose I need to check txt dot ends with whether this text is ending with day. So it will return whether it's ending with day true. And if suppose I'm putting here dot day dot is not there, so it will return false. Right, so this way it checks whether the string is ends with particular value. Or you can also mention some start or end value. Suppose I want to check from 5 to 20, within 5 to 20. Is string ends with day? No. So this way we use this function ends with. Similarly, there is another function starts with. Suppose I want to check whether this string starts with today. It will return true. Txt dot ends with, starts with, we have to type. This is returning true. So this way we use starts with as well. Same way you can add more parameters, start or end value. Within that it checks whether this string starts with this value or not. So next is find function. Find function searches string for a specified value and returns its position where this value found. For example, I'm just writing, let's use same string, and now I want to use, I want to just check, I want to find is. So it will return index number of is. So this is returning 6. Suppose I want to give some like start location and end location, like end index number, and it will search within 10 to 50. So it now this is searching this one, this particular is, so it's giving index value as 26. Similarly, suppose there is one more function index checks index value of particular string. Like for example, I want to check index value of and. So it's returning 16 for ends index value, right? So another function is rfind. Rfind method finds the last occurrence of the specified value, right? For example, suppose same is, suppose I'm using, and now I want to use rfind. In that case, it will find last occurrence. So let's have both the methods here. So this will find this index number, this is, and this will find last index this way. So rfind, similarly r index will find last index number, right? And we can have value, start value or end value, same way. Then next is we have already checked is lower is upper. Now next, coming to next function is partition. So partition method, let's take one example. It just partition value, string value. For example, in string I have written so I have written I like blue color, and now want to replace, sorry, want to partition so it has created three different parts. I, then like that character, that value itself, and then blue color. It will divide this string into three partitions. And suppose if that particular string does not matches anywhere, suppose I have taken another some other word which is not in this string, then in that case it will take entire string as first value, then two blank values. So it partitions string into three parts. Okay, so next is a replace function. Suppose I want to replace blue with some other color. It replaces blue with green. So this way we use replace function. Next is split method. So split method is used to split by the separator, by some separator. right? And also we can give some maximum split as well. So let's take one example. I've taken this string and now I want to split this string with AND. So this split method divided the string into two parts, or we can have multiple divisions as well. Suppose I have taken some colors and within that hash. So this way it can split. And suppose if you want to split with say some maximum split value, so it will split into three parts only. Entire rest of the string it will take in one split. So next is strip function. So strip method removes all the leading and trailing spaces from the string. And suppose and we can also mention which type of leading or trailing spaces need to remove. Suppose I have taken txt equal, say some string has been written here and there is blank spaces. Now I want to remove these trailing and leading spaces. In that case, txt dot strip, just write here blank within the strip and print this. So this is this particular print command has removed all the spaces. If you print txt directly, in that case it will show those spaces, extra spaces. And then let's take some other character in spaces instead of blank spaces. Suppose I have taken here and now want to remove extra spaces, like for example this comma as first. Then in that case you have to mention like which character need to remove from the leading and trailing characters. You have to mention here. This way it will remove. Then another function is swap case. Swap case method used to just exchange the type. Like for example, if this is uppercase, then it will convert to lowercase. If any character is in lowercase, it will convert to uppercase. So let's take some text which is combination of small or upper characters. So I've taken this "you are great." Great is completely in uppercase, and if you print txt dot swap case and then print x, so this particular command has just exchanged y, capital Y to small y, small o to capital O. So entire exchange of uppercase to lowercase and lowercase to uppercase. So this way we can use string inbuilt functions. So hope this video is helpful. So these functions you will be using later on while doing coding and while doing some operations on different strings or maybe on list parameters. So we will use these commands or these methods later on in our programming exercises, right? So hope this video is helpful for you, and now in next video we will be learning Python data structures. We will start from list. Thank you so much for watching this video.